Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're doing well. I'm recording this audio after this attempt because I wasn't talking at the time. I think I was maybe even at a cafe or something, so it was kind of noisy in the background. But I had a go at a diverse world, no moving. No time limit, just no moving to see sort of how well I could do. Spent a few hours on it, had, a couple of rounds where you get 5,000 and then you just get one that's just impossible. But then I got this round, which I feel like I did pretty well here. So I'm pretty sure this is South Africa, just judging by the landscape, the trees, the road signs, the road numbers, the names, everything just screams South Africa. So I get in there, but it looks like we're kind of out in the sticks, we're in the middle of nowhere. I don't really know where we are. And I have no idea about the place names. I've never seen them before, but I know it's South Africa. It's got to be there somewhere. And obviously there's no time limit on this, so I was happy to basically just search. Now I zoomed into where I kind of had a feeling it was, and then I zoomed out and I thought, maybe we're a bit further north. Maybe we're not in the area that I thought. So I come up here, I have a look near Johannesburg, Pretoria, and that kind of area, just to see if anything just jumps out. One of those names there, Tosca, Terra Firma, and then there was another one that I was also had in mind. It begins with an M, I can't remember. So I got a beer here. It's been a long day. Anyway, so I'm getting in there, I'm just sort of looking around, I'm looking for the names that are on those signs. Can't remember when I find this actually. There's Tosca, there it is, and there's the R378. So all I'm really going to do here is pinpoint where all the places are that are on my road signs, and then just go for it. So I've got Tosca there, I've got Terra Firma up the road, and then the other sign there said Morokweng or something, which is down there. And so I'm pretty sure we must be at that intersection. There's nowhere else we could be. I guess it, and we're there. On to number 2. So we're back in Europe for this one. We're in Europe, looking around. Very nice place and good signs that I can read. Spa du Mont Blanc, some kind of spa. I can see quite a lot of this sign. I'm trying to read it. I can see the flag there, obviously. I'm looking at the architecture. I'm just looking at all these signs here. Valor sign Mont Blanc, And so I'm obviously pretty sure that this is near Mont Blanc, which is in Central Europe, kind of near, was it near like France, Switzerland, that kind of area? I can't remember now. This was a week or so ago that I did this, but that's roughly where it is. So I know roughly where we are, but I just kind of want to get a name of this place. Spa du Mont Blanc is quite general. Could be anything, could be any place. I'm just trying to see if there's another name, a better name that I can look for on the map, especially a place name. So I'm looking around. There's a little river here, a little burn, which is good. It's going to be good to look for. So I just get into the map. Excuse me. I go down to kind of where I think it is. Here it is. Is that on the border of Italy? Yeah, Italy and France. Yeah. So I find it. There's Mont Blanc. But we're obviously not going to be there. We're not going to be next to it. We're going to be near it, down one of these roads that's sort of on the right. We're going to be in one of these little towns. That's kind of where we have to be. So I come back to the signs and I see something that starts VA at the bottom. I think I just put my mouse over it a second ago. Valo something. And I come along and I have a look and I see, is there a place that has that name or begins with a V? And I can see it now looking at it, but as I was playing this game, I couldn't see it. It's up there. There it is. So I find the place and I zoom in and there's the residence and spa something, and I'm pretty sure I found it. No problem. We've got to be on that little bridge. So I click on it. I think I come back just to double check where the buildings are, make sure I don't make a stupid mistake, and then I go back and I guess, and it's right. So we're off to a good start. Third one is very interesting. So I zoom into this sign and right away I know this is Thailand. I can just see by the just everything, you know, the text, loads of English there, meaning that, you know, we're probably in some kind of touristy place. Happy hour, we got up there, Terra Celica, and then something in Thai above it that I just have no idea about. Looks like a very nice place, lovely place to go on vacation. Start zooming in down the road. I'm just looking, I can see the mountains up there in the background. Really straight road here. Now I'm looking at it here. There's an island off to the coast, and I can see here we're looking north. And so I'm thinking, right, we're on the east coast somewhere, and there's a big island off to the side. I'm not thinking about the island right now. I'm just sort of looking around at the road. I'm trying to see if there's any other clues or signs that, you know, I just haven't looked at. I come back in here, and then I go into the map. And so I'm looking at Thailand, and I'm thinking we must be on that coast. We've got to be. So I zoom in, and I start thinking, well, where could we be? I'm thinking somewhere in the middle. I don't think we're too far north, and I don't think we're too far south either. So I zoom in, and I just basically start going up the coast, and I have that place up in the top left, Terra Celica, and I'm just looking for that. That's all I'm looking for. A lot of these things, when you zoom in as well, they're in Thai. You know, like that little thing that seems to be in the middle of the ocean. They're all in Thai. But I'm thinking, you know, I've seen this name, Terra Celica, is in English. There was another sign saying happy hour is in English. This has got to be a very touristy place. And so I'm thinking on the map, it will be in English. So this is when I come back to the map, and I look at the road, and I see it's pretty straight. I'm looking at the compass at this time, and I'm zooming around. I can look down here. I can see those mountains up in the background as well. And then I think this is when I turn over and I see the island. I think I just didn't clock it before. And that gives me the big clue, you know, the clue that you really need to find this kind of place. So I zoom out, and I just think to myself, where am I going to start here? Because there's a lot of islands that are off the coast, like all these little islands here. But I'm pretty sure the one that we're looking at is not that far away from the coast, and it's not that big. It looks big on here, when you look at it in the background there, but I don't really see it being too big, right? So yeah, I just start looking around. I put the man down there, just thinking, you know, that's a backup if I don't find anything. It sort of fit in terms of the road shape and everything, and looked like there was some bars and restaurants and whatever. Accidentally clicked the man there. This isn't right. This isn't right because there's an island there, but the road shape is wrong. I come back and have a look. I keep going up the coast soon, I think. I'm just double checking all these in case Terra Celica or whatever the hell it was pops out. So I'm going up. I don't think this is it. It just looks all wrong. So I come up a bit further, and I go up to this part here where the road kind of it just looks right. You know, it looks the right shape. There's islands off the coast there. So I have a look. I think I zoom in soon. Yep. And I'm going up again. I can't even remember my thought process exactly. Now this is when I sort of clocked that maybe this is right, because this area here, the road is the perfect shape, you know. There's an island off to the side that kind of has the same shape, but I go up the road here and I don't see any place that has the name of the place that we're looking at. Terra Celica. There it is. I got it back in the shot just so I knew it was there. And I'm looking and there's nothing. It isn't there. You know, it might be one of those places that's only in Thai and not also in English. And I'm kind of kicking myself because I'm like, I'm certain this is the place. It just looks perfect, you know. And I go all the way up, can't see anything, but I'm sort of set on it. You know, I've sort of set myself on this, and you can see to the north and the south there's mountains. I go up a bit further here because I think maybe I'm a bit further up, but I think just in a few minutes or a few seconds I'm going to come right back down. Where have I gone now? I can't even remember my thought process at this time. I think what it was I thought that was it, couldn't see the place, second guessed myself, started going down looking at other places like this, seeing no islands off the coast that would correlate. And I think within seconds, I'm going to go back up to the same place that I was, thinking it's got to be it, you know. So I come up. Where am I going now? I can't even remember. This was ages ago. I did this. At least a week, more than a week. Look at me, just like a headless chicken, just scrolling, browsing. I finally come back to this place that I sort of thought. There's obviously no name of that island. There's no sign anywhere nearby saying, "Oh, that bloody island's over there." But I look at it and look at the shape of it. I mean, it's just perfect in terms of how long it is. It looks like it's got a bit of a hill. It just kind of looks like the right shape. I'm certain that this is where we are at this point, but I still can't see the place. I think this is when I now go down the coast again, and I'm looking for the name of the place, and I can't see it. So what I instead do, which I'm hoping I'm going to do in just a second, I start looking at the shape of the island, and I start looking at, you know, the way I'm looking at it. Where would I be looking for it to be sort of straight on, almost? You can see what I'm doing there with the mouse. And I'm thinking where I am now, that's kind of roughly where we're going to be. I'm not 100% sure. This is an absolute guess. But I'm looking around. I think I'm having another search here for the place name because I'm a bit more zoomed in. Don't see it. I think I zoom out eventually, quite soon. I look at the island again. I'm thinking about that bloody place, Terra Celiça. Anyway, I'm looking at the oh, this is what I'm doing now. I forgot about this. I'm looking at the tie. See the tie above Terra Celiça? I'm looking at that, and I'm trying to match that to some of the places that are only in Thai, like that place that I'm on now. I'm thinking, is that it? You know, could that be it? I eventually decide that is a ridiculous thing to do. I click in the middle, I guess, and we're 89 meters away, but we still get the points. Then we come to this. This is the end of the road. The middle of nowhere. The absolute middle of nowhere. No one could get this. No one can pinpoint this to within 100 meters or whatever. No way. It's not going to happen. I'm looking around. I'm thinking, where the hell is this? I thought that was some piece of paper or something on the ground. It's just a rock. I'm looking, nothing. I can't really see the Google car either, just the back of it, which might help some of you. I'm thinking to myself, are we in Chile, maybe? You know, the sort of deserts of Chile. I'm looking for the sun, can't see it. Don't know. I think I end up zooming into Chile, and I just click in the middle, wherever I want. Middle of nowhere, I click it. It was Chile, but obviously we've lost way too many points now. And then we come on to the last one, and I was tempted to just give up because I was going for a perfect score. But then I realized, a diverse world, no moving, getting a perfect score, not going to happen. I mean, it's going to happen eventually, but, you know, you got to persist. So we get this one here. I'm looking at the names, Ladara Bor Road. And you just look at it. I saw that truck and thought this was America. But then I just look at the street signs, the road markings, just the whole landscape. I think I look at the sun eventually. And then I know, and I'm pretty sure, that it's Australia. Because we're driving on the left as well. So I'm looking around. I'm looking at that truck. Because at this point, I've been playing for about 2 or 3 hours straight, and I was tired, and I'm thinking, that truck looks American, but these road signs don't. And I didn't clock that we're driving on the left. So we're looking around, I'm just getting everything. I go into Australia, and I think we're over on this sort of west coast, down near Perth. I'm sitting in the middle here like an idiot, because it's not going to be there. And I'm thinking, we must be down here. That seems like the right kind of area. So I look around, I come back to this, and I'm looking at these signs, and I'm pretty sure that says Peak. Peak. And that must be a place name, 34 miles away, or 34 kilometers. can't remember if they use kilometers or miles in South Africa, in Australia. It's got to be miles, right? But I'm not sure. Anyway, I come in, I'm looking around, I'm zoomed in just about enough that, because if you zoom in a bit more, you will get a few other places, but not too many. And I'm thinking if this is a road sign from 34 kilometers away saying Peaks there, this would be about the right level of zoom in order to see it. So I'm just looking around. I don't see it. I can't see anything. I'm coming up the coast. I'm starting to sort of second guess myself in terms of where it is. Am I in the right location? I look around, I zoom out, and I'm thinking, where else could it be? You know, I come up here, I'm looking around these lakes and stuff. As you can see out here, there's not a whole lot of places, so it's not really like a massive search job to go through all the place names here. So I'm just sort of scrolling along, reading through all the names, and I'm looking for Peak. That's the only one I can read on that sign. The other sign we had was a road name, which would hopefully, and as you'll see, will come in handy later. Very interesting place names down here. I mean, you know, who Tambell Up, you know, like very interesting names of places. So I zoom out and I think, well, where else could we be? Could we be up here, north, or maybe even east of Adelaide? So I go here, I'm sort of looking around. I'm just looking for this place called Peak. That's all I'm looking for at the moment. It's the only sign I've got that, because I can't look for a road. I'm not looking for a road in South Africa, in Australia, sorry. So I come along and I come eventually next to Adelaide. I start looking up at the top because there's a lot more places up here. I think we could be down in that sort of peninsula there. I come along and there's not really much I can say here. I'm just looking. I'm looking for a place and I'm just searching. And eventually we're going to see it. We're going to see Peak. I can't remember where it was. It's down here now, right at the bottom. You can probably see it. I'm about to see it. And there it is. And we zoom into it. So there's Peak. So we're in the right area now. Now I come back and I start looking around for something else, some other clue. I think I'm looking at the compass here and I'm looking at the shape of that road. There's a choo-choo train on that on that sign. And I'm thinking, right, we must be near a train track. Peak is down there. I'm just trying to figure out from the shape of the road what sort of direction Peak is in. I think I end up coming back and looking at the other sign. And I zoom in here and I see all these roads. And roads to the north as well. And I zoom in and I see they've got names like this, you know. And they tend to go on quite long. I can't really make any of them out here as I'm watching. But I think to myself, well, I'm probably going to be able to find the one from before, which was called, what was it called? Lone something. I eventually come back to the street view and I zoom in on it. Here it is, Ladara Boar Road or something. Yeah, and I just go searching. And for these roads, you really got to zoom in. You know, flowery plain road, and you know these look like just tiny roads in the middle of nowhere. But Australia is so big that these roads are actually like quite major. I guess they're not big in terms of the number of lanes they've got, but they're sort of major-ish. So yeah, I come in and just start zooming into junctions and stuff. I'm just looking, trying to find this road, and eventually we're going to find it. I can't remember which road it is, but I just keep zooming in, and eventually we come across it. I think it ended up being a lot further away than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a lot closer on the map than that. But yeah, we zoom in. I think, is this where we're going to get it? It's close. I know it is close, and there it is, Ladara Boar Road. So the only thing left to do now is to sort of follow that road and find the right junction. I find one there, and I look at it, and I'm thinking it's not right. You know, this is just almost a straight road with just one turn off. So it's not right. I start following it along, going back. I can see that one turn off there, there's one there, but they're not the right shape. You know, it's not going the right way. So I follow the road down. I can see there, that looks pretty good. I come down here, that looks pretty good, and actually ends up turning out to be right, but I didn't go for it. I didn't realize that that was the right road. I think about this train track on side road, and I think, right, this is where we are. Train track's there. I can see the pylon. It's just a case of trying to pinpoint this junction, and it's not an easy one. It's not as easy as the South Africa one was, right? We had 3 place names, bang, bang, bang. That's your bloody intersection. But I keep coming back, and I keep coming back to this one junction that I just felt was right. I didn't know what it was about it. It just felt right. It looked right. I'm coming along. Netherton there. Yeah, I have one more go up the road until the road ends. I don't see it. And I think I end up just sort of going for it somewhere in the middle, somewhere about there. That's kind of where I go, I think. Even though I think it's not perfect. Do I end up changing it? No, I go for that, and it turns out we're 10 kilometers away. But 10 kilometers is not bad, 4973 for that. So we view the summary. 23741. Not bad, not bad at all. That round 4 was obviously just ridiculous, and if we'd had a nice one in like London or something, then we could have been on for a really, really good score there. We really could have been, but we weren't. So that's the end of it. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.